Hello everyone and welcome back to A Couple Books. Today I thought I'd have a little fun with y'all and we're going to do a pretty cool video. And I am going to list off my top 15 bookish problems. Like, these are things that only us bibliophiles are going to be getting. These are only things that book lovers are going to understand or sympathize with. I just thought it was kind of fun. Like, I feel these things. I'm sure you guys do too. So I have compiled a list and I'm going to see what you guys think as well. So comment down below, what are your favorites? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. But with that, let's get started. This is going to be a 1 through 15 list. The number 1 is going to be my favorite thing, the only bookish people get, my favorite bookish problem. 15, my first one, is going to be my least favorite, if that makes sense. So we're going to be going from least favorite bookish problems to the most favorite bookish problems. So with that, let's go. Number 1 is going to be body cramps due to reading positions. I'm not the only one here, and I know I'm not the only one here, that reads in a fancy position. You're posing for some great artwork show. I don't know why we do this. I like the paint me like a French lady pose. That's my favorite pose to read in. I don't know why, it just is. And it is horrible. I wake up sometimes after an 8-hour reading sprint with back problems, and I should not have back problems. Or my hand doesn't work because it's lost all blood. This is just our bodies are second priority to our reading, okay? Reading has to come first, people. The next one I have for y'all is no one can ever surprise buy you a book. This is an issue that I know a lot of us have, especially around holidays that just happened. Our family members are like, oh, they love books, let's buy them a book. We've already read that book, or we've already ordered that book, or someone else is already getting us that book. It is so hard to buy for someone who is such a book lover, because they've read everything. Buying books for my friends who are as big of a book reader as I am is extremely difficult. I basically need to go to their house and do a quick perusing of their shelves and then stock them on Goodreads if they have one to figure out what to buy them. It's actually a very difficult process. Number 3 is books falling on your face. Okay, I cannot be the only one who you're reading, you're reading like this and then, oh, and it hurts. Ugh, it hurts. They don't say on the inside of a book cover, reading this may cause a bloody nose, or a black eye. No book reader has ever read that in a book. So then why does it happen? Because I hope I'm not the only one who's gotten a bloody nose or a black eye from reading a book, because it does happen. Okay, people, if you don't believe me, just wait for that reading vlog, because I'm sure something's gonna happen at least once. Number 4 is gonna be book hangovers. You guys all know that you are reading a book and it's the best book you've ever read, and then you close the final page and you just look up and you're like, oh, it's over. I'm never gonna read again, because it was just such an amazing book. This has happened a few times to me. It's a really bad sign, because I know when I get that feeling, I'm about to go into a reading slump. And reading slumps are horrible, and it's so hard to get out of them. And next you know, it's been 3 weeks and you haven't picked up a book. It's horrible. Number 5 is accidentally reading ahead. We've all done this where you're how many pages do I left in this chapter? And you go a little bit, and then you just are looking for the page number or whatever, because then you have to do math to figure, you know what I mean. But you accidentally read a line and then you're crap. Or you're reading a book and then something intense is happening at the top of the page, so you just kind of glance down at the bottom and then you get a spoiler. These are issues. It's a big issue, okay? It happens to us. It happens to the best of us. You're not alone. You are not alone. Number 6 is going to be accidentally seeing a signed book or an exclusive copy, and all of a sudden you're oh, it's too late, I need to buy it. I will starve this week, it's fine. We're already surviving off buckets of ramen. Going at night on a diet is going to be fine. It's healthy, right? It's healthy not to eat any food, especially when your main nutritional value comes from packets of ramen, just so you can buy that exclusive edition book. It's a problem we all have. I cannot tell you how many times, especially when I worked at Barnes & Noble, they come in with some fancy book and I'm like, well, there goes my paycheck for the week. It's a horrible problem. It's a horrible problem. Horrible. Number 7 is I don't own books, books own me, which is buying way more books than necessary. As you guys can maybe tell, I have a slight issue. I buy way too many books. None of them are necessary to buy. Why do I buy them? I don't know. I own way too many books and they definitely own me, but it's okay. That's the thing though, it's not a problem. It's perfectly normal and natural, and that's what I'm looking for. Affirmation. I'm looking for you guys to say, this is not a problem, even though we already know it is. When your bank account calls you and says, hey, we're wondering if there's like some kind of scam going on because you spent like way too much money at Amazon Books than you've ever spent in the past. Then you just have to explain, oh no, it just was the holidays and that's what I spent all the money on. Right? Like, they have to understand these things. Number 8 is going to be recommending books getting out of hand. I cannot tell you, someone comes to me, they're like, couple, you read a lot of books. Well, like, I need a book recommendation. And I'm like, okay, like, what else have you read? Like, give me some ideas of what you like so I can, like, give you a good recommendation. But then it, like, gets deeper out of hand. Because then, like, I'll be like, oh, you've read these 7 books and you like them all. Okay, so I'm going to give you these 2 books, which are, like, a, like, half recommendation. And I'm really giving them to you to see if you like them. Because if you like them, then I'll know you like another book. I can't be the only one who does that. Where like I give them like a test to like decide which book to actually give them in the end. It's like I give them like half recommendations to give them the actual full recommendation. Like, why would I do that? It's ridiculous. Just recommend a book that you like. No, I can't do that. It's too hard. It's too hard. Number 9 is no matter what, I'll never have enough shelf space for my books. As you guys can tell, I'm stacking books on top of books. I keep building shelves and they keep filling up faster than and I don't know where these books come from. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we did a nice reordering of the bookshelves recently, and we'll be doing a bookshelf tour to commemorate this occasion. But I'm always overfilling them. And I try so hard not to overfill them, and I don't know what to do about it. Number 10 is being a mood reader. I know this is not everyone, but for me, I'm a mood reader. So it just wrecks my TBRs. Like it just like it's like a massive truck intentionally rammed into my TBR pile, which is actually a stack of like cones. Like they just like rammed into it and it went everywhere. Like that is my TBR pile every month because I get these 20 books I want to read this month and I read 30 other books. Why? I don't know. It's just because like I decide I don't want to read that book. I don't know. Like Ghost Story by Peter Straub, which is right here. I've been meaning to read this book for like months and it just sits there on my shelf mocking me. Number 11 being our favorite lie is just one more page. Oh yeah, like it's actually one more page, couple. Come on, seriously. I know you're also guilty of this, okay? I see you. I know who you are. I see you. We all do it. We're reading, it's 3 in the morning, we just finished a great chapter, we're like, oh my god, like that, how can I stop now? This is amazing. How am I gonna stop tonight? I can't. I need to read the next chapter to see what's gonna happen. And then you get to the end of the chapter and someone's like, hey, and you're like, no. Patience. I need to read one more page. I need to read one more page. And then they're like, okay, yeah, sure, right, whatever. And then next you know, it's been 2 more hours later and you've finished a book. Or, I can't be the only one who does this, who like intentionally reads to only having 100 pages left in the book, because you know once you reach that mark, you won't go to bed, because once you've gone into like only 100 pages left, you will finish the book no matter what time you go to bed at. I've done that before. It's a bad habit. Number 12 is something I think we all can sympathize with, which is when you spend like 5 hours book shopping on Amazon, Book Depository, or wherever. You spend hours shopping on there, you put all these books together in your shopping basket, and then you can't afford it, because we can't afford it, because like, I'm a broke grad student. I can't afford it. So then you throw it all into your wish list, and you do this continuously. It's like a weekly thing where like, I buy 30 books, and by buy, I mean I shop for 3 hours, decide on 30 books I want to purchase, and then I throw it all in a wish list. It's horrible. It's not a good habit, and my wish list is like over 500 books at this point, which is really not good. 13 actually cracks me up, and I think you guys will get a laugh out of it too, but this is when, you know, like someone's like, hey, how are you today, couple? And then I respond by telling them how my favorite fictional character is doing today. Why? I don't know, but I do this. I'm sure some of us also do this, where like, you're sitting there, and you're like, why did I just tell them about some book I'm reading? Why did we do this? This is why a lot of us are on BookTube, to talk to other book lovers about the things that happen in our books, because we can't do that to our friends anymore because of situations like this, where someone said, hey couple, how's your week? And I respond being like, well, Kavoth did the coolest thing at his concert the other day. What? Why? Number 14 is going to be bookstores. So I'm not the only one who is either a book lover or is the significant other of a book lover, and the book lover says, oh, I'm just going to go to Barnes & Noble and grab a real quick book, or I'm just going to go to the used bookstore, pick up a book real quick, you know, like 5 minutes tops. And then it's like 24 hours later, and all of a sudden they walk out with like 17 books. Yeah, I'm not the only person this happens to. Or even when it's just one book, I cannot tell you how often I've gone to Barnes & Noble and I'm like, this is it. 1 hour, 1 book. And then it's like 3 hours later and I bought 0 books because I couldn't decide on one. The hours in these bookstores just like slip by. It's like a vortex of like where time's not a real thing. And number 15 is going to be, book lovers just don't get this. You know, like they just don't. Like there's certain things like the 14 I just listed off. It's just a fact. They don't all get it. Like not everyone understands this plight of ours. When I tell my friends, oh yeah, I just like spent my entire paycheck on a stack of books, they're like, why would you do that in God's green earth? And then there's the people out there who are even worse. The people who hate reading. And they don't understand why we will stay up to 3 in the morning reading a book instead of actually being a social human being. People don't get this. They don't. But that is what makes us special, and that is why I love y'all. So be sure to comment down below which one of these is your favorite or which one you guys can sympathize with. Let me know. If I missed one and you guys are like, wow, he didn't say that one, be sure to comment down below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. All right, bye now.